All right, we're live. I'm pretty sure we're live. Let me check in with.
I still see off air, my man.
Me too.
Oh, we're live.
This is live. It's live.
We're live.
We're live. We are live.
All right, cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of our delightful podcast, Bitcoin and Beers. I am one of your hosts, Noah from Noah's Ark of Crypto. And we're excited to have you guys. Tonight, I am drinking Platform Brewery Company. I can't say my R's that well. I'm sorry. It's ever since I was little. I'm Dutch. We have a Peach Crusher, a Berliner Weiss style. It is sour as shit, but I'm growing to like it the more that I drink it. My wife had it in the fridge, and I was like, you know what? That looks cool at least. So, well, yeah, it's got some alcohol in it, and it's pretty cool. What are you guys drinking? Bishop.
I'm drinking a Wild Blue Blueberry Lager. It's delicious. Definitely tastes like beer, but a little hint of blueberry, and it's got 9% alcohol. Yeah, so we're good to go.
A little fruity theme here, huh?
Yeah, you know me. I like my whiskey. I like my fruity beers. I like my fruity guys. You know how it is.
Stole a beer from his wife.
I did.
Of course he did.
9%, man. You're gonna be feeling good tomorrow if you drink.
It's a 6-pack, and I'm gonna drink the whole thing during this episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
This one's already gone, man.
He's committed. He's making up for his sins from last episode.
I can talk about the markets tipsy all day long, so we're good to go. Number 2 is coming in. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Johnny Mags, what are you drinking? Introduce yourself.
I'm John McGuire. I am drinking Boulevard Irish Ale.
Ooh.
Only in the Midwest. Getting ready for St. Patty's Day.
When's St. Patty's Day?
Next Saturday.
Oh.
It's only offered one time a year.
What's the alcohol in that bad boy?
That's a good question. I didn't even really look. 5.8%.
6.9?
Yeah. We can add a little.
It has to be.
And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we bring to you live in color. Bart!
Bartuna!
So I'm Bart. Everybody knows me, obviously. I'm drinking Brewdog.
Ooh.
Brewdog originated from Edinburgh. Craft beers that they set up the company like a few years ago, I think. Now they're pretty huge Europe-wise, maybe even world-wise. And I'm drinking Punk IPA. I don't know how it's pronounced.
IPA.
IPA. I don't know. But it's basically
You say IPA?
I don't know, man.
You said IPA. Yes.
I'm just a filthy immigrant. Shut up. But yeah, this is the beer that started the whole thing, the whole Brewdog thing. I don't know if you are aware of the brand, but it's like, yeah, they're pretty big, and it's a company set up by 2 students from Edinburgh, and now they're pretty huge. So yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Everybody chug their beer. I'm kidding. You need to be.
Cheers.
Let's do it. I got 4 more to go.
You need to be responsible with your drinking. Yeah, so I guess I'll get into it with my shit. I'm the markets guy, so I'm the TA guy, and it's been a very manic and interesting bipolar weekend. Last night, everybody was ready to call full on bear market. Bitcoin was, right on the edge of establishing a lower low, and the Twitter sentiment was hyper bearish, and a lot of times you got to check yourself and tell yourself when everybody is crazy bearish, are all the sellers exhausted, and I think we saw that last night. So we established as you guys know, Bitcoin's King Kong, and we established. Let me go to the charts real quick. I need to share this screen. How do you share your screen?
You press the button that says
I know
share screen.
how to share your screen. Oh, look, here I am. Okay, so let me click on me. All right. So last night, this was when everybody was freaking out. Was when we kind of broke this trend line here that I'm drawing, got it denied at the 20 EMA on the 4-hour, and came back down, but we established a higher low in wick, not in real body, but wick's what matters when you're talking about lows. So from there, we've bounced. We're going to make it. We're over the 20 EMA finally on the 4-hour. We're going to make an attempt at this 200 moving average, and that's what's going to determine the trend. So zooming out, things are up in the air of where we go. I think the best thing for everybody involved is that Bitcoin just goes sideways for a little while, gets on top of this 200 moving average, and then goes sideways. Because what I'm looking at with everything else, I can go to Ethereum. Everybody was calling kind of this head and shoulders pattern on Ethereum BTC. So this is what you look at to see what the alt market is going to do. Ethereum versus BTC. If it's outperforming Bitcoin, ETH BTC goes up, and typically alts. That's a good indicator for the alt market. It broke kind of this neckline. Now, I'm not a big fan of head and shoulders patterns that have descending necklines. I typically like it to be either even or ascending. And this was a descending neckline, so it wasn't a very symmetrical pattern as it was. The right shoulder was way lower than the left shoulder. So this wasn't a crazy good looking head and shoulders pattern. And as we were on the way to establish a lower low from the right shoulder, which we did, it kind of reversed along with the rest of the market, just a weird little U-turn. And so from here, if it can get back on top of these moving averages, work its way up there, and continue, we could have, while Bitcoin goes sideways, we could have ourselves a nice little alt season, in my opinion. A lot of charts are starting to show up and look a little consolidation-y. For instance, if you look at icon on the US dollar chart, from bottom to top, the US dollar value has bounced 3 times off this 886 fib, which typically in these markets, after all-time highs and you get your dumps, people take profits. I look to enter around the 786 and the 886 fib zones. Those are key reversal areas, and it's respecting it. The real bodies are respecting the 886 fib absolutely perfectly. And icon, as everybody knows, and we'll go into further, is one of my favorite coins for the year. If we look at icon in the BTC chart, it hasn't quite got down to the 786 fib chart or 786 fib, but it's close. And I've instructed my group to buy it around these areas, 786 and 886 fib. I mean, the US dollar value of it peaked around $13. It's at like less than $3 right now. And we're going to go into reasons in a little bit why we think this coin is going to the moon. But a lot of these coins are starting to find bases, or look like they're starting to find bases around these 786 and 886 fib zones. A big performer for last alt season was ADA, Cardano. And it has respected this 786 fib almost to the T. I mean, it touched it and closed above. I mean, it's almost freaky. Now it's trying to get above this 20 EMA. We're bought in. And look, I mean, things could go sideways for a month from here or 2 months. It doesn't matter. These are good levels to get in at. And so I'm starting to think that we could be on the precipice of a good alt season. So looking at the market cap, we are at $386 billion, all-time highs. We're in the mid $800 billion area. This is all just hogwash to me. I mean, we're going north of $1 trillion, in my opinion. Things aren't stopping. As more regulation happens, which will be good for institutional money to invest into Bitcoin. I mean, if you look at the at Coinbase's index fund that they're launching for accredited investors only, where they're going to have it weighted by market cap for their 4 coins on their platform. So Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Rash. They're going to have, that's going to clear the way for some institution wanting to come in as well. So we're getting to the bottom areas of this market cycle, and I'm looking for things to start to turn around. Even on coins that I make fun of, like Tron. I mean, if you take a look at Tron, and you compare these to past market cycles, look at Tron's consolidation pattern right under the 786 fit. Like, that's almost creepy. How much more is this going to bleed? Really? If it does, 245 sats, 250 sats would be, which was barely over our original buy spot that we sold at 1600 sats. We'll do it again. This was quite clearly an accumulation area. Yeah. All right. This was quite clearly kind of an accumulation area over here. So if it wants to come down to this 86 fib, that'll be a good bounce spot as well. And I mean, even if you play it up to the 786 fib itself, that's almost a 2x. So we're getting to these areas where these coins can bounce violently, and you can get some really good profits. So as long as Bitcoin can play nice and go sideways in some form, we could have a crazy good time. So looking at a couple things that people have been tweeting. I have 3 tweets that I like a lot. This Coin Panda guy said, as everybody knows, the Kobayashi guy from the Mt. Gox bankruptcy, he's been dumping Bitcoin on the market seemingly almost every day at the same time. Well, he's dumped his Bitcoin, and he doesn't have any authorization to dump the remaining 160K Bitcoin on the open market until September 18th. So that gives us a little bit over 6 months to play. So we'll see where it goes from there. That's really nice to not have these crazy ass dumps on the market for 6 months, because that's been what's really kind of killing the buy side. Is just this guy just freaking market selling it weird at the same time each day. It's been terrible. So second thing, and we'll get into this further, sources say, the Crypto of Korea tweeted this out. Sources say that the Korean Financial Services Committee, I think that's what it is, has begun discussions to reverse the September ICO ban. Despite the ban, Korean investors were still allowed to invest in foreign ICOs, but not domestic ICOs. And this is big for a key reason that we will continue going into. That's freaking huge. If they do that and they allow for the fostering of ICOs internally inside South Korea, it's going to be game on for our baby icon. And then one of the best OGs on Twitter, in my opinion, Crypto Rand, he said Bitcoin search trends about to break up the falling wedge. It's probably kind of hard for you guys to see this, but TA works everywhere, guys, and it even works in Google search trends. So if this can break this falling, and I'm not joking either, if this can break this kind of falling wedge pattern, which is reversal to the upside, that will signify a breakthrough in Google search trends for Bitcoin. And as that happens, more people it's showing that more people are becoming interested again. And why would that happen? Well, you have to exhaust all the sellers from the all-time highs down to where we are or where your bottom is, so that the speculators who freak out, they capitulate and then sell all their Bitcoin. And from that point, fundamentally, they're all the people who aren't long and bullish Bitcoin long term to hold it. Their sell side on the order books is they're off the market. They're gone. So everybody's left the gym on the sell side, and everybody is in the buyer side. So that's kind of how markets work. And I'm looking for a reversal here soon. I really am. And even if the market wants to take a shit even further, we'll get better entry. So it really doesn't matter. So that's my That's my interpretation of the markets right now. I think we're in a good spot. I think a lot of coins are in really good consolidation areas and accumulation zones. So if you look historically at market cycles and even look at last year's alt cycles, a lot of coins had test pumps earlier in the year, and then right around this time a year ago, they all reversed at the 786 fib and just did crazy ass pumps. So I'm looking for history to repeat itself in some manner. We'll see. So yeah, Johnny Mags, what you got?
Sorry, I had to get myself off mute. So yeah, kind of piggybacking off of that, we're talking about Icon, or we're talking about Altseason, alts, stuff like that. Icon is one of the alts we've been very bullish on. Many reasons. First of all, Icon is a building a decentralized network, allows independent blockchains of different governing features to transact with one another in one place. This is done through side chains. What this means is, or why we're so bullish on it, is the hyperconnectivity of Icon. You can be ultimately any coin, any blockchain, and interact on their system as your own individual coin, or to interact with other blockchains all on the same platform. It is a multiverse of blockchain technology. And no, you and I were talking about it earlier, and the analogy I kind of had was, it's kind of like the Marvel universe. You know, you started out with all these separate movies with these separate superheroes or villains or whatever, all the way to the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, just all these different things. And if you think about it, every superhero is like their own coin that all comes together in one place, the Marvel universe, and that's Icon. It's one of the biggest reasons that we're bullish on the coin itself, why we like it.
Love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say love it. And speaking of, so as far as that analogy goes, now you think about the partnerships. Here, I'm gonna pull up an infographic. See if I can share this real quick. Oh wait, I made my screen too big. This is their ultimately. Give me 1 second. My screen just disappeared. Ultimately, they have all sorts of partnerships already built up. At the top of the infographic was
You share your screen?
Yeah, I'm going to share it in a second once I can find it. I just just exited out of it on accident trying to share it. But they have Ion at the top, AION or AION, and OneChain, and a plethora of other blockchains. And it shows you how they're all lumped together, either individually or in the same bubble together. So again, these side chains, these technology under their platform allows these coins to interact with each other, or with one another, or on their own as their own blockchain. You can start up as your own new coin as well, or token. And what's even cooler is there are with their recent releases of mainnet and their first wallet is the rumored staking features. By holding in their wallet, you could potentially earn new coins, which is, I think, is the biggest, or not the biggest, but one of the big things kind of going with crypto right now. Airdrops, staking, stuff like that. Free coins. People want free coins. Also, their first wallet, though, at this current time, is available on Android phones through the Android Play Store, Chrome, things like that. It will expand, though, from what I understand. Last of all is their rumored masternodes. Icon did respond to this. They said right now they are focused on their delegated proof of stake system, or what they call DPoS. But that doesn't mean down the road that masternodes will be a potential option as well.
Yeah, and like they don't even need to really have masternodes if they have staking, like
exactly
kind of Neo's staking of gas, something like that, which people were saying. That gives people an incentive to hold and not just dump on the market and let true price discovery happen. So like, I'm not looking for Icon to be at Neo's price in the future. Neo has 100 million coin supply max, whereas Icons is, I don't know what, 700 million or something like that. Let me look it up so I don't give false information. 465, I can't remember. 400 million total supply right now. It doesn't say what the max supply is, but it's significantly larger than Neo's. But at the same time, if they have staking features, and obviously with them, being, they're not even listed on any Korean exchanges yet. And if people are staking for more Icon in the future, they're having tons of ICOs. And we're talking about South Korea here, people. I mean, we're talking about the most technologically crazy country, the country who leads the way for volume in crypto. And this project is kind of like a blockchain 3.0 platform. I can't believe that we get this ability to, as I said it last time, to purchase this coin under $3. Like, it's I'm gonna accumulate a ton of it. I mean, its market cap peaked at, where's it at? I know it was like, let's see here, what, 4.5 billion, and it's at 1 billion right now. This coin's only has so far it can bleed. I remember buying Neo at $3, in kind of, when it rebranded from Ant Shares, and just kind of laughing like, this is ridiculous. And Icon kind of gives me that same feeling. So price targets for this year, I think $30 to $50 are not conservative, not crazy, just even keel. I think we'll get there with these, and I think we'll have a lot of happy people as that happens. So.
Just to point out, none of us are financial advisors, and all the information is for entertainment and information purpose only, right?
John Bishop is a financial advisor.
Nope.
Only mine, so it's okay.
Yeah, John Bishop wants to personally do everybody's finances.
Yep, he'd hit you up. He only charges like what? Half a Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Per hour.
But honestly, I mean,
obviously per hour.
Even just keeping it objective. I mean, what you were saying though, Noah, about South Korea and technology and this and that, they're what, one of the top 10, top 20 biggest economies in the world, and one of the reasons they lead the way is because they embrace technology more than anyone else. And
look at Samsung; they're headquartered there. Exactly.
Well, and the ICO ban in South Korea right now, you kind of touched on that earlier. They're kind of loosening. They're maybe making more strict regulations through like Know Your Customer, KYC, things like that. They're becoming a little less rigid overall, allowing that to happen. Not capping the amount you can put into an ICO, into a coin, things like that. So, I mean, you start opening those kind of doors with South Korea, with a product that, South Koreans are going to get behind. They love their tech. It's Bishop.
2 out of 6. Let's keep it going.
They love their tech almost as much as Bishop loves his beer.
It's blueberry beer because I'm a sissy.
Blueberry Bishop. That should be your new name from now on.
Blueberry Yum Yum.
But 9.6, man. 9.6. You can go wrong with that.
No.
But and I found that infographic. The partnerships, and you look right up here at the top. You got OneChain, you got Aeon. Everything connects right back here in the middle. But you see how all these other blockchains can interact with each other's blockchains of similar type, things like that, or they can go it alone, be their own. Yeah. It's super flexible.
John, can you post the link to the iconographic to the channel on Discord?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a link for that. Actually, I have a whole entire.
You know what? Put it in the comments in the YouTube video.
All right.
And in the channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna put it in the description as well.
Like, if you guys think about it, okay, so Ethereum long term, I'm not bullish on because of the technicals. It doesn't have a max coin supply. They have to basically patch the scalability. Like, it's like patchwork. Like, fix this, fix that. It's like a goulash of code improvements they have to do to Solidity. Whereas some of these blockchain 3.0 projects, they've already solved scalability in the white paper on the front end. and Icon is one of those. So it's long term. Does Ethereum have a place? Sure, I don't know, maybe, but with China, with Neo, China wants to do their own thing, and everything that they do, they want to have their hands on it. I mean, they just abolished term limits for presidents there. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that they're control freaks. So in South Korea, they have really strict anti-money laundering laws, and they want to foster the technology inside their borders. So that tells you that if there's going to be a platform for decentralized applications in South Korea, it's going to be a South Korean platform that everybody's going to be on. They're already working with hospitals and governments and to build blockchain solutions. I think this shit's going to the moon. I think it's absolutely going to the moon. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. Do as you wish and invest to your own accord. But I am going balls deep in this coin at these.
I like how we were like shilling Dragon Chain last episode, and this episode we are shilling ICX.
We're not shilling anything.
We're shilling the shit.
We're shilling the shit out of this.
No.
Yes.
We're talking
for shilling. For shilling, we have to have some type of benefit, and for what we're doing, there's no. I mean,
no, exactly. It's
no. Obviously, I'm kidding, but like every episode has like its own theme of a coin, right? Like last episode.
I can bring you guys a coin that's not gonna moon. Do you want a coin that I don't think is gonna moon? Because I can.
Stellar.
Well, Stellar's is okay.
It's okay. I've got a bag or three.
It's better than Ripple.
It is better than Ripple.
Although I think
that's
Ripple could hypermoon.
Though. That's not saying much.
I think Ripple could hypermoon.
Hypermoon to what? Now I'm curious.
$5.
Whoo! Well, I guess that'd be another 5x flip from what.
Listen, if we go over $1 trillion, $1 trillion, we need this year, without a doubt.
No, I meant when versus if. That was my.
Oh yeah, what like this year, in my opinion, when we go to over $1 trillion, like we need Ripple to hyperpump because it brings a ton of new money into the market. Like I was talking to Johnny Maggs earlier today, and he was saying how he was at you were at a bar with your friends or something, and they were like dipping their toes
into Ripple. Hey, have you ever heard of Ripple? I'm like, God. Yeah. Where's this going? And I've had. Which one do you think would be better, Ripple or IOTA? I'm like, neither.
It's gotta be $100 coin.
IOTA doesn't even have a working blockchain. That's what makes me.
It's the next Bitcoin, I heard, and
hey, it gets faster as more people use it.
Yeah, except people are trying to use it now and they can't even use it.
No shit.
So it's out of gas and there's no gas station in sight. So what's the deal here? It doesn't. I don't care.
Tesla.
It doesn't matter. Like, when everybody starts to panic because Bitcoin's breaking support, it's like, oh, bear market, this and that. You guys just got to remember where we've come from and where we're going. Just in the last year, Bitcoin's block halving, and I think I said this last time. Bitcoin's block halving is in like 2 years, so the amount of new Bitcoin entering the market will be half, based on miners' rewards. So what that does to the supply and demand curve is crazy. So next time we establish all-time highs on Bitcoin, it's not going to 30,000, in my opinion. It's pure price discovery mode. There are no back orders. Last time Bitcoin broke an all-time high at almost 10x, which was this year. So I'm not saying it's going to 10x again to $200,000, but I think it'll have a straight shot to $100,000. Like the market will want it. So I mean, it went to $20,000 at an $800 billion market cap. If we get to a $4 trillion market cap, Bitcoin technically would get around $100,000. $4 trillion, like that's almost nothing, in my opinion.
That's US dollar. That's US dollar only. 4 trillion, man. Like
it's US. It's weighted and then calculated into US dollar for the amount of currency into it. So
right,
but US isn't gonna
4.25 trillion in circulation. I mean, you're talking.
Oh, that's what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, one country.
Yeah.
I mean, one. You shouldn't say country, but one denomination's worth. You're not even talking euro and yen and everything else that's about to get involved.
Well, who was the? I could look it up right now, but who's? I think I retweeted it, but it was like the Fed or something like that said that, or China, I think, said that they could see cryptocurrencies replacing fiat in the future. It was like a big admission.
In general, though, it has to go that route. We went from a barter system to gold, from a gold system to fiat, from a fiat system to plastic.
Sex.
What's the next step? The next step is there's nothing physical to it at all.
Oh, there's something physical to it.
Let's get
That's nice.
No, but for real, though,
but dude, you're right.
if you look at the evolution of money, and look at the evolution of exchange of value. It was barter, then gold, then fiat card, plastic. What's the next step? And then you can get into the arguments of, well, when we go interstellar, are we really going to have paper money that we're transferring back and forth between here and Mars?
No, look at that Encash video that was posted to YouTube today that I posted in the group, where people just go in to a store and they airdrop token. They notice you're there and they airdrop token. Like, that's our future. Like,
Yep.
Like, that is our future. You tell me 10 years from now why we're still using paper fiat over cryptos. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's probably not going to continue on the long scale, right? So,
are you still using a Walkman? I'm not.
No. Nope. No, the hardware's gone away. Obviously you need hardware to play your shit, but the music is software now. It's not stored on CDs anymore. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So,
I know that those discoveries is basically the ease of use and speed, etc. Everything going digital. Anything that we can do go digital. Like an old adage when people were saying like you wouldn't download a car or you wouldn't download something, and now you can. Like, I mean, in theory, because you can print it out. So this is basically where everything is going. Everything going digital. If we are able to do it, and we're able to do it with money, so that's where it's going.
Yeah, and like Bitcoin's not fucking going anywhere, guys. Like, okay, so on this Altseason, I'm not cashing out. I'm gonna make all this Bitcoin, hopefully, on all of these coins that I'm bullish on, like Dragon and Icon and Cash and you name it, Aeon, all these coins, and then I'm just gonna park it in Bitcoin, and then wait for the next Bitcoin's run, and then I'll cash out. That's like my end game. Bitcoin's next bull market is my end game after the next Altseason. And you guys should all have an end game in this, whatever it is for you. For me, if Bitcoin gets to 50 G's, who am I to not set myself up, never have to work again?
Real estate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Real estate.
I had to.
Shilling real estate as usual.
More like fake estate. No, but seriously, like this industry and everybody get excited. Like when you're on the micro view and you're seeing Bitcoin break support and you're freaking out and the market cap's shrinking and CNBC's tweeting out stupid fucking tweets. Like, take the long view, zoom out. This isn't going anywhere. This has legs for a reason. Is it speculative in nature? Yes, but it's speculative based on fundamentals. Like, I was looking at a chart earlier today on somebody, I think I retweeted it. Somebody's posted the Apple and the Amazon during the tech bubble, their charts. And at that time, it was mind-numbing pumps. And then you zoom out and take the long view on it with them as blue chips, which is what Bitcoin is. Like, believe me, especially with Lightning Network, Bitcoin, Litecoin, their atomic swaps, ability to do smart contracts and have privacy features and all this. They're blue chips, and they'll work together. Like, I see Bitcoin as kind of like the dollars and Litecoin as the cents, as the change. So, long term, these are not going anywhere, and their main feature is that China doesn't own it, the United States doesn't own it, Korea doesn't own it. They can own the platforms that all of these businesses are doing their workflows through, like hospitals and governments and stuff like that. But in terms of a peer-to-peer currency, store of value, and exchange, it's going to be something that's decentralized and not owned by one nation. And you tell me what the hell that would be at this point. It's only going to be Bitcoin and Litecoin, in my opinion, because and I think Monero has a future and some of these privacy coins, and I think there's a handful of coins that aren't platforms that will have a future. But ultimately, with Lightning Network and scalability for the Bitcoin network, and all the different features that it's going to bring, it's gonna render many altcoins useless. And we'll have our platforms, we'll have our infrastructure coins, and then we'll have our peer-to-peer currencies, and that are deflationary in scale. And there's not, the United States Fed printing more money and pumping interest rates or controlling the interest rate and all this shady shit going on in the background. It's going to be owned by us. And also another thing I wanted to touch on is decentralized exchanges. Like you have the SEC and the CFTC coming out this week and saying,
"Ooh, you're taking the wind out of my sails."
I will put the wind back in your sails. I won't share that. But I'm gonna defer to Bart next. Bart, go ahead.
Me, my topic, or should I continue with what you were saying?
Show us your
dog. We can talk to that.
I mean, like, my topic this week is basically Bitmex. So, because lots of people had questions about Bitmex.
Hold up on that. You know what? We're gonna continue my thought process with Bishop.
let's do this. Bart, everybody involved, Johnny too. Let's get the whole.
All right, John, go ahead.
Keep going, Noah. No. Let Noah build on it, and I'll start interjecting my points on the market segment side.
So Bishop, continue.
Who's got a dying baby in the background?
Take a wild guess. Go, Noah. I will get that.
Bart, do you have a wild baby in the background?
No, it's not me. I only have 2 dogs right now, so not me.
No. So what I was saying is like the SEC and the CFTC came out this week and they said that crypto or ICOs are most of them are securities and everybody's got to worry about at this point, bowing to the regulatory agencies and shit based on exchange, trading on exchanges and shit. And Bittrex has to worry about it. They can't do anything when these decentralized exchanges start getting going. Like 2018, I've said a few times, could be the year of the decentralized exchange where, if I want to trade with Bishop, straight from my wallet, I think I had a ledger on there, where with IDEX, you can link your wallet into it and trade your cold storage, right on that decentralized exchange. And there's not shit that anybody can do about it. Like the people are taking their power back, and I'm bullish on this. So once these decentralized exchanges going, like Neo's got one coming up, the DEX, Mothership, Legolas. I mean, there's
extra
bytes. Yeah.
Well, they're on their last leg. Like my big thing this week was going to be talking about the SEC and their final announcement that all platforms used for exchanging cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum must register. Other than registering, these decentralized ones bypass that one, as you're saying, Noah. But there's not too much more FUD that can be thrown at this from what I'm seeing from a market perspective. Thoughts?
What the hell are they going to do at this point?
Their last big thing was, no. Now the exchanges and the ICOs and, your ERC-20 tokens and stuff like that, we need to watch those too and regulate those. But that's it. That's game.
China? All right, so last year, last June through August, China had their big FUD, and you watched Neo break support. And Neo went to shit. And then, China now is starting to be like, oh, well, cryptocurrencies, they're going to launch their own. Yeah. Neo,
still around. Shit.
They're going to launch their own cryptocurrency. Neo's going to be the platform. Don't listen to all that stupid FUD out there. I've seen much worse FUD just go by the wayside than that bullshit Qtum dev coming up with the Byzantine fault tolerance fucking. They already had a patch in the works for it, so I wasn't worried about it.
They already announced it. They came out and they said, "Hey, we saw this. We're patching it. We're working on it now." And so
that guy's a fucking Qtum dev, and he works for Bitcoin.com, which is owned by Roger Ver. And works with Bitcoin Cash. That tells you about the type of people they're working with, and their integrity.
Sell explosives, and lots of explosives.
But that's what he did. Is he was just connecting he took something and ran with it, started connecting little dots, and it was so easy.
And he apologized later, which was really sad.
Which, I mean, you could connect. I connected all the little dots with him, and I threw something out, like a tweet out about it, And I think it irked him a little bit, but it was the same thing, talking about Roger Ver.
Didn't he retweet you or something and reply to you?
He screenshotted it because he didn't want me to know, but I know.
Yeah, we know.
I saw you.
Maybe we should find the guy and whip the shit out of him.
break some kneecaps with a baseball bat.
I mean, it was, my point was, you can connect anything, connect all these little dots and this and that. And he came out and said, you know what? He was saying, I'm not connected to it. I just write for him. I don't even know Roger Ver. And that's probably all true. But everything he had like said about Neo was just taking something, exaggerating it, connecting all these little dots and being very technical about it to sound smart. And then gets called out for it and comes back and goes, you know, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you don't know Roger Ver. Big deal. You clearly were you had your little 15 minutes of fame. You had your little honeypot for it to get more followers and get your name out there and be your little superstar. And you fucking took it. And you didn't do your due diligence. And while your little shitty Q-Tum project, which I actually kind of like, is launching bullshit satellites into space, Neo's actually doing the real deal and building partnerships and scaling at a sustainable pace. And I mean, for my money, they've got the best blockchain. Like, period. It's fast as shit, 1,000 transactions per second, and I can send money anywhere for 0 fees. Like, what else do you want? It's fucking perfect.
Well, I think that whole situation it's a good exercise for the market. Just to kind of like, what he said and my response back to him, both of them, don't take everything at face value. Just what you hear and go, oh, that's it. It's done. This person's saying this, blah, blah, blah. That's where everyone talks about FUD too. And it's easily created. I mean, you look at what happened to Neo right afterwards. Then price, it was changing because that people started going, oh, I don't know. They started losing confidence. Clearly they gained it right back. But even
it held pretty well until the market dumped as a whole.
Exactly.
Did something to it. I mean, definitely.
But it's already recovering, especially after his apology and this and that. And people that were like, oh, you know what? He's right. Those are the same people that are going, actually, I want to buy back in, But it's, I mean, and that's the thing with FUD is it's thrown around so easily. And I almost hate the word too, because if you say something about a coin, for example, that someone doesn't like, they're like, oh, it's just FUD. It's FUD. Where sometimes it really is like, it's not FUD. I'm not trying to tell you, like, put fear in your head and this and that.
But in this case, it was FUD. In this case, it actually was FUD.
Yeah,
but I mean, the difference between FUD and like critique is like you said, like connecting the dots and exaggerating the points and jumping to conclusions that is not the facts. Whereas like critique is stating the facts, and in this case, it was clearly a FUD.
If I say, you know what, there's, and if you put it out on Twitter right now, or just say anything, Twitter's crazy about it. But if you're just like, you know what, I don't like XVG, and here's why, or I don't like Tron, here's what. Oh, FUD, and it's like, I'm not, you can like, or I'm not telling you what to do, Here's just why I don't like it, blah blah blah. People get all pissed off about it just because someone says something about something you like. It doesn't make that FUD. But in this case, there's also people that are in positions of responsibility who can go out there and say something to try and manipulate the market, and that's what that guy did.
Like Neil had a 3-month internal code on it. And found this issue, and we're already working on a. So they're already working on a code patch.
It was frustrating.
But I mean,
FUD versus fear, right? FUD is the whole tie of it all together and kind of making a market sentiment based on emotion. You can have fear. Noah, I'm sure you do this all the time with TA, man. Like, you see that shit going down and the fear is there and it's going to drop because of something like that.
I buy that fear, baby.
We all bought into it.
No.
Like, on my resume, I should put professional knife catcher. I'm damn good at it.
Buy when everyone's fearful.
Sell when they're greedy.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like the FUD is crypto's equivalent of fake news. That's pretty much. But because we sit in it, like, so deep in it right now, we kind of like feel how it felt, like what it was, the influence of fake news on politics. And it was, it's basically the same thing. It's, like you have the fake news that creates the, the fear and then, moves the sentiment of people. And it's the same in crypto, just with the FUD.
Like, for example, we're talking about this. I just pulled up a CNBC article. I love them so much, by the way. You see that handoff right there?
Did you see this?
You see that handoff? That's right. Another please. Another please. Point being, so CNBC has one right now. Don't make.
Did your wife just hand you a beer?
She did just hand me a beer. That's
You
fucking
savage.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry. Cursing.
Wow.
Thanks, babe. Oh, she's walking upstairs now. No, but point being, though, I'm looking at CNBC here, and it's don't make this Bitcoin investing mistake, warns fund manager who's nearly all in on cryptos. Bitcoin's just the biggest of literally thousands of cryptocurrencies. That's such bullshit. Apple's the biggest of thousands of stocks. Like, you can put it any way you want. It just you're taking people's emotion and logic and the little things they know about the market and trying to turn that against them, which is ridiculous. And that's what FUD is versus TA fear, which no problem that you buy, guys.
Or it's just TA understanding that it's going down. Like,
right.
Guys, how long ago did I tell you people need to take their profits on Tron? Need to take their profits on Ripple? I mean, it was like Ripple was like $2.50. Everybody was euphoric. At $3, I was like, take your profits. Like
nobody went broke taking profits. No, isn't that the truth?
Well, no, everybody went broke not taking their profits. That's the problem.
That's right.
And
don't get too greedy.
I was like an advocate out there. Like, you guys need to, take your profits on Verge, Tron, Ripple, all these coins. Take your profits or set stops, set trailing stops. I mean, the way that we did it in the group was this is when the Telegram group was going hardcore. Was I identified the blow off top just using standard TA, and I kept telling them trail your profits or trail your stop losses. And we sold some at like 1,800, 1,900, and then I said put your last stops at 1,600 sats and below it, and it did, and we got triggered, and the group hit almost an 8x. I mean, it was freaking crazy. So we're going to do that next bull market. We're getting good entries, and next time we get 8x's, we're going to take our profits.
And honestly, it's very interesting to me. I know since our last podcast we were talking, what were we at market cap wise last podcast? I want to say about
like 450.
Okay, so we're at 350 right now.
390.
390. Okay, let me refresh my screen. Where are you looking?
Either way.
Okay. What? Dude, I'm on CoinMarketCap and it's 355 is what I'm seeing right now at the bottom. What have you?
Mine says 390.
God,
at the top.
At the top?
Yeah, 391.
I got to scroll all the way to the bottom of that shit. I don't know how to
Bishop's on dial-up internet, everybody.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. It's all Verizon.
His internet hasn't updated since last night.
Point being, so you were talking earlier to this, and I was just crunching random numbers. Right now, Bitcoin has roughly half of the entire market cap.
42%.
So, okay, so I was seeing 43 and some change repeating. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting as time goes on here because like we've all said now, regulation has thrown pretty much everything they can at it. I mean, ERC-20s and ICOs have kind of got a little bit, they're securities now, and they might have to be limited. And then you said the South Korea exchanges as well. I'm excited for the next 6 months. It seems,
me too,
dude.
Oh my God, me too.
And the stock market. Wow, the stock market's taking a dump. So like.
Well, fuck the stock market. I'm kidding. The stock market's cool.
The stock market. That's where you buy your Iron Man armor. Is the stock market right there?
I want a bull market for the stock market, man. I mean, it's like, well, part of me is like, no, because people can just obviously see crypto and see the volatility and expose themselves to that asset class. But
but go play with penny stocks. It's the same thing.
People are more rational with
the same thing, but
stock market.
Yeah, it could. Okay, crypto might be volatile, but it's fast paced. It's moving quick all the time. You can lose fast. You can also gain fast. You can throw your money in the stock market too, and sometimes it's just like you throw a bunch in there. And it's like
right,
slowly goes up.
Basically, stock market is for old people, and crypto is for
yeah, or penny stocks. Kind of like what Bishop was saying. I think I have less trust for penny stocks though than I would with crypto in the volatility.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
100% agree with you. Disclaimer.
Well, are you fundamentally bullish on any penny stocks? No. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Penny stocks is straight TA. I would say the technology behind crypto and blockchain in general, you have so much more of a future.
There's both kind of like what we talked about last time, and I brought up the privacy coins and then my own little coin that, I looked into and really liked. There's that fundamental aspect of it. And then, Noah, you broke things down technically, it's I think that's what I love the most about crypto. But I mean, yeah, you go into penny stocks and all that stuff. I mean, it's you're just buying into shit and waiting to sell it. Buying in when you think it's low, when you think it's going to go up, and then get out.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, like
Don't give a shit.
80% of crypto is also buying shitcoins, and
it is.
Yeah, to get more Bitcoin though.
yeah, but exactly. I was about to say,
There's a
you're doing it
purpose.
to accumulate Bitcoin, which is like a solid project, and like not only Bitcoin, like a Neo, etc. But also to be fair, we have to admit that there's lots of coins are shitcoins as well.
No,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I'm not saying
95% of the market's shitcoins.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Who's making cookies or some shit? Oh, that's Bart. He's on mute right now. That's his ass. Look at him.
Look at that fucking beer that Johnny Mags poured. Chug that whole thing right now.
Chug it, Mags.
Chug it. Come on.
Chug it,
You're
chug
a chugging man. Always chugging beers every day.
Hey, Mags, you chug that. I'll chug this beer with you right here. This is. I can't count. 5, 4.
I don't know if I should do it.
All right, we're gonna get
You gotta
real.
go to work tomorrow, bro.
I do.
Both of us have to go to work. Fuck it. Oh.
Yeah, but you're balls deep in 4 9.6 beers. Wait, that says 8. That doesn't say 9. That says 8%. You liar.
Where does it say 8?
Liar.
Turn it around and look at the top label.
Off. Oh,
You just
hey,
lost all credibility.
That's 8, guys.
Wait. He said not. He said he looked at it. He said 9.6.
Yeah.
No, honestly though.
Oh, ban them, boo them, boo.
Ban me.
Nah, 8% still good.
9.6 is the reverse of 6.9 though. So
Maybe that's what it was. Well, that's that.
Yes, it is.
we
It's
know
not
what
the
you're
inverse,
doing.
but it is the reverse.
I don't. Was 9.6? I thought I said 9. It does.
You should have just said 69.
I don't give a fuck.
That's classic. He said 69. Oh my god. But yeah, so Bishop, what else you got, man?
What else do I got? Okay, I'm just kind of excited because the last things they have, it seems like, okay, so for example, let's go back to the depression and what have you with derivatives and mortgages and whatnot in 2009 moving forward. So the Fed can only play the zero interest game so much with money that they lend to the banks that lend to us, right? I view this in the same type of scheme. So the last thing that the SEC and the U.S. had was, well, we're going to regulate all exchanges. So they've already announced that. They've already announced that if you're an exchange in the U.S., you have to, turn around and let's see. Chairman Jay Clayton said that he had concerns over the potential price manipulation in the exchanges. So what are they going to do to combat that? They're going to turn around and try to make every exchange register with the SEC. So that news has already been put out, and the market hasn't. I mean, it dipped a little bit when that came out, but it hasn't completely crashed. I don't know from my perspective what else that they can throw now. They've already said certain exchanges are okay. They've already said that ICOs from now on, depending, need to be securities versus the ones that have already been ICO'd that are now trading. I'm trying to think of any other angle that they can throw at this that can really throw a nuke into the equation. And I can't think of any. I don't know about you guys. I'm interested in your opinion.
I completely agree. What else are they going to do?
They can't ban it because number one, it's not going to be banned. Number two,
it's decentralized. You can't ban shit.
Yeah, good fucking luck. Like legislation is too slow. This goes back to everything else. You can't legislate any type of technology that is.
I was about to say. Yeah.
So I mean,
you can't even buy Neo in China, and it's pumped
right
to $100.
Officially, you can buy it in China.
Or you can buy it over the counter.
No,
right?
you know what? But this is something my dad brought up today, and so I was with him for a little while earlier, and he goes, what's to stop someone from just saying, hey, you know what? I shut down and I took everything. I go, because they can't. I go,
they'd have to shut down the internet. That's impossible.
Well, he was talking about and I said, even like an exchange, Binance, they could shut down right now and walk away. I still got my Neo. I have it in my Neon wallet.
Yeah.
He goes, but then where are you going to do it? I go, some other exchange is going to go, sure, we'll accept your money.
I mean, it's kind of like what they were trying to do.
It's peer to peer, man. It's not business to peer.
What was it? What was the name of the company program that was like peer to peer music downloading, like 20, 15 years ago.
Napster.
Napster, exactly. Yeah, like like Napster with a Metallica and someone else were trying, to come down on it, like and close it up, and it just made. I think they kind of succeeded in this specific case, but it made all the other peer-to-peer, platforms open up and pop up and boom. So that's exactly what's gonna happen. Like, they can, like, for example, ban Binance and the biggest exchanges, but that's just gonna create a opening for other people to come up with new ways of exchanging the crypto. So there's no way they can stop it. That's why, for example, like that's why Putin, didn't he say that they're thinking about like creating Russian cryptocurrency as well? I mean, that's not exactly the whole thing, but like even if Putin is not is kind of like being not bullish but positive about crypto, then it tells you something.
Yeah. I mean, to quote the great Conor McGregor, you'll do fucking nothing. You will do fucking nothing.
You do fucking nothing.
You'll never get this. La 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 la. Johnny Mags has had about enough of the Borat talk, but I haven't.
No.
I'm
prepared, because there's gonna be way more than that.
I don't mind moving to Discord and the lesser amount of gifts that we're seeing.
Why?
No,
maybe that's okay. Maybe in the public chat, but in the in the admin chat, like we're doing good, gentlemen. I don't.
There's no such thing as the admin chat, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Plus, I'm gonna step up my gift game.
You know what, Johnny?
Don't worry.
John Bishop kisses and tells.
Kisses and tells. Hey man, we got a podcast. And we got to plan this stuff. We don't want to look.
Bishop eats ass and tells.
I like this. I like this Raider guy. He's saying I'm easy on the eyes. Raider, I like you, man. You're a good dude.
Yeah, we know you do. We know you do, you blueberry drinking bastard. Hey, Bart.
Yes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Bart time.
It's so bad.
And here's your host, Bart. Bart, first off, show everybody your puppy.
My puppy is in the bed right now. So in a second.
Bart got a pretty puppy, and his puppy is a very happy puppy.
Happy puppy, yeah. My puppy is showing his happiness by eating and biting everything, including me. So that's basically my focus has moved from crypto to puppy in the past week, like yes. almost completely. But I'm trying to get back to the game. Right. So what can I talk about? Should we talk about the Bitmex maybe?
You're talking about Bitmexing, man. What you got, son?
What I've got.
What a Jekyll and Hyde couple of days you've had on Bitmex, huh?
Jesus Christ! Don't tell me. Like first day of Bitmexing, I lost 50% of my stash. So that was pretty rough. Next day, I made 300%. I felt like a king of the world. I was like, I'm killing the world. I was just basically killing the castle. I feel like I'm printing money. And the next day, I just got wrecked. I got wrecked with my... Luckily, I took out the profit that I made, and I sent it to my bank, and I was playing with my original stash. Lost everything. And now I'm playing back with I'm making up the money back with with my backup stash. But it's going good.
Did you take the short that I shared in the private group today?
Oh no, I'm not taking your shorts. Your shorts are too long, man. Your shorts taking like hours. I'm playing the minute game. I'm playing the absolute minute game. And if not, hey, listen. If not for the crazy pump 2 days ago, that went what was it, $300 in 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, and when it dumped today, oh no, I think it was the opposite. Whatever. I think today the price went up $500 within 30 minutes. It wrecked me completely, and I think I wasn't the only one. But if not for that, I was doing absolutely fine, man.
I think, and just so, because everyone in the private group, I think, knows what Bitmex is, but maybe we should talk about what Bitmex is in general. What makes it different than others, and how you can get why you get
well
if you're not.
Well, and Bart can talk about this because Bitmex accepts registrations from where he lives, whereas in the United States it does not.
Exactly.
And if you wanted to trade in the United States, you may or may not need a VPN in another country. I can neither confirm nor deny.
And Noah may or may not have a referral link, to get you one month of free VPN. Well, I can give you
Kill
reference.
that shit.
Sure, no problem. If
Post
you
it in
agree,
the chat, young man.
if you agree, go. I'm happy with
Go for it, baby.
Man, £10 for me is like extra £10 to use on Bitmex. So I'm happy to share my referral link.
Man,
But
I
yeah,
like
like
to lose 10 pounds.
Bitmex is basically like a. It's not. I don't think you can call. Can you call it exchange? It's not the exchange.
Yeah,
really.
hell yeah, it's an exchange.
Yeah,
It's an exchange, but it's
for sure.
It's a high leverage exchange. Yeah.
it's well, it doesn't feel like it's exchange. It feels more for like kind of like a half
It's a
gambling.
Bitcoin settled exchange. I mean, every contract you take on there is settled in Bitcoin. So
Yeah. Like I mean, you can normally trade coins on Bitmex. Like if you use 1x leverage, it's basically the same thing as trading like normally crypto. But what you can do, you can X your stash, you can X your entries, and that's what makes it exciting because like that's why I wasn't listen. I'm gonna talk from the point of view of someone who's like really new to this stuff, and it's so exciting and it's so scary. Like I honestly had like major anxiety today on playing on Bitmex because that's what it is. That's what it is. That's it's kind of like playing. It's So why everyone, I was thinking like why Noah is saying like, oh, don't do Bitmex if you don't know what you're doing because you're gonna get wrecked. I'm like, how can I gonna get wrecked? It's just another exchange. But no, you'll get wrecked because what happens is on normal exchange, if you buy say Tron, right, and Tron moons and you listen to some people and you don't sell and you're like, oh, we're gonna go higher, and then Tron dumps. You are like, oh
shit, Encash is fucking pumping. Sorry guys.
No, it's fine. It's breaking news.
Oh my Lanta.
We got
if it gets over 383 sats, it's pure price discovery mode. Like it's got a date with 1,000 sats minimum. Tim Cook just crashed the podcast because he said it in the private group. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Bart.
I was gonna say everybody's asking about this mattress. I gotta know.
I was just replying in the private chat. This is just a backup mattress for like guests and when I have to crash on the mattress because
I'll be right back. You guys.
So yeah, there's a backup mattress that I've got for like guests or for myself when I give my guests my bed. But anyway, so Bitmex, it's so what I was saying, like with the example with Tron, or not, like let's say on Binance, right? You buy Tron, you miss the pump, and you don't sell, you don't take your profits, and because you listen to some stupid people or like some shills, and you're thinking, oh holy shit, I lost, I got wrecked. But that's not exactly, you didn't really exactly got wrecked because I kind of like don't like this phrase, but then again it's true that you don't lose unless you sell. So you can hold on to your bags of, for example, Tron and hope that it's gonna pump eventually, and probably eventually it will go up, and you're gonna be able to cash out and like even at least break even. What happens with Bitmex when you use the leverage is you have the liquidation level thing. So once the price reaches this level, and the higher the leverage you use, so basically the higher risk you take, the higher reward you can get. But exactly the risk is higher because once the price reaches certain level, either low or high, depends if you go long or short, your investment disappears. It just gets liquidated. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, like if you use your money and you buy say Bitcoin and the trade doesn't go as planned, your money just disappears and there's no of like waiting it out and like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the price to go back up or go down to the level where I was thinking, because your money just disappears. So that's why you get wrecked. And that's the thing. And also, like, if you see the price going wrong direction that you didn't think it's gonna go, but it starts to go, you can obviously close your position, but you're gonna lose your money, and the higher leverage you're gonna use, the bigger loss you're gonna take. So I'm gonna like write up the tutorial. I know I will promise people to write it like basic tutorial from point of view of someone who's absolutely new, like not someone who's in finances. It's just gonna be in very simple terms from point of view of someone who's never done it before. So hopefully it's gonna be understandable for people who are new to this stuff. But yeah, like we can talk about kind of tactics and strategy of using Bitmex instead of like how to nice Bishop.
That's
how
it,
to,
man.
So yeah, like technicalities like how to use Bitmex, how to trade on it. I'm gonna write it up next week. I'm gonna do my best to do it. So everyone can, like people from private group are gonna get access to it earliest, and they're gonna give me feedback on it as well. Like if they understand what it says, etc. But eventually, it's gonna be public to everyone. But yeah, we can talk about strategies, and Noah maybe can chime in and talk about what is the good way, bad way, etc. And I can talk from from my experience so far from the past few days what I was doing. I'm actually playing on Bitmex right now as we talk. Let me just check.
The cool thing about Bitmex, man, is like at 10x leverage, if you know what you're doing, and you can time entries right at 10x leverage, you only need a $200 Bitcoin move to make 20%.
That's what I did. I was
30%. Like it's
what I did, because it also ties in with a topic that I think we're gonna touch on if we have time in a second. So basically playing, like trading with a small portfolio. What I did, I think my Bitmex stash, original Bitmex stash was $400 more or less. I lost 200 in my second trade. My second trade, I went 25x, fucking lost it in 2 hours. I was like, fuck me. And then what I did, I took those remaining $200 and was playing those little tiny, flips of $10, $15. And within 6 hours, I made up, like I said, I made 300% gain. So from 200, I went to $600. I took out 200 sent to my bank account, and I played with those remaining 400, which I lost. So I'm playing again with again those 200 that I made the day before. So you can make huge gains, but you can also easily lose it right away. All depends if what really helped me. There's a thing, like if you trade on Bitmex, at least from right now, from my experience, without knowing what's the market sentiment, you are more likely to get wrecked. What I did was 2 days ago when I made those huge gains, I took Noah's, it wasn't really a call. It was more like, Noah said it was a sentiment of the market, and he said the price is gonna go up. So I knew that even though when the price was going really low or it was going down, I knew I shouldn't panic sell. I shouldn't close my position. I was just waiting because I knew eventually that the market sentiment is to go up. So I just waited out, and eventually, I think there were those 2 times when the price was I was really like anxious and almost panic sold. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold on because I know that the price is gonna go up eventually, and it did, and that's why it paid out. So what you should do.
The biggest thing that I tell newbies in this market is the market moves in waves, number one, and you don't sell on dumps, you sell on bounces. Those are the 2 big things. And it's like everything that you feel like you should do in this market as a newbie, that's your human nature speaking. The markets are designed to take money from you, and you should do the opposite. Now it's your job to find out what that opposite is and to time it right and be educated, or find somebody who can help you with that, which is what I try to do, is tell people what I'm doing, and then they can piggyback if they want to. Like, all right, so for instance, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go over this short that I had today and what I was seeing. So go to my Bitcoin channel on my private server. So I said, I actually think you can comfortably 10x short some BTC here. And then let me go to XBT, because that's the Bitmex version of Bitcoin. And yeah, so it was right here. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
So it was right here, and that's where we were. And this was the 4-hour chart, but I was looking at the 1-hour chart. There we go. So we were literally right here. And I said, look how far away price is from the 1-hour 200 move or 20. I said 200 moving average. I meant the 20 EMA, which is this pink line. It will need to return to the mean, and your liquidation price would be well over the 10K mark. It was like 10,600 at that time. And you have this big 1-hour 200 moving average sitting just above 10,000, acting as resistance. At the very least, you could get out of break even, in my opinion. So we have the market working in our favor. We're shorting. The trend is bearish. We're not trading counter trend. The trend is your friend until the end. And we entered short right here. And I told them to, let me go back to the Discord group. I said, just short it down to the 1-hour 20 EMA or down to the 15-minute 20 EMA around 9,400. I will aim for 9,450 to be safe, because I was seeing 9,450 as confluence in some charts. And the low was 94.47.45. And then I said, how y'all liking them 10x shorts right now? Target 94.50 reach, another slapper. Boom. I mean, called it within $2. What you want from me? What do you want? So
no, it's like your Litecoin call today, honestly, and this doesn't have to do with Bitmex necessarily, but holy shit, man! You what you said with Litecoin? Hey, everyone, just letting you know, Litecoin resistance at 194. Literally right then, I saw that, you know, and again, I was with my dad earlier, and I'm like, holy shit! I was like, no, I just did it again. 194.00. That's right. It bounced right off that, shot back down.
Yep.
Yes.
Not to feed your ego, you know. I don't want
to. No, man.
But seriously.
Danger.
But seriously.
It works. I don't know. My style works. You know, so yeah. Oh, Bart's got his dog.
Yes.
So Bart, introduce us. Oh, you got a little shithead on your hands.
Yep. Akira. It's really, really like a devil, like in disguise, because she looks super fucking cute, but like honestly, like all my stuff that is like on the lower level is being chewed up and eaten up. Like seriously, past week is just
all your dildos and stuff.
Oh, all of them are gone, man. I have to rebuy them. That's why I'm Bitmexing, man.
The mattress in the background.
That's my bed, actually. Yeah, I had to like put it up against the wall
bed,
because she would eat it.
Wait, she'll eat your bed?
Yeah, of course. She eats everything, man. Everything that she can reach, and now she's like jumping on the sofa like a little monkey.
She's freaking cute. Did you take her? Dude, do you like take her to play fetch?
No, not yet, because she's not vaccinated yet. We have to wait another week or so. So she's been.
Oh, she's not old enough.
Yeah, I mean, no. She got her vaccination, but you know, she now have to wait for her immune system to adapt. So she's been at home for the past week, and she's super hyper because of it.
Dude, she's badass. I have a pit bull who is like, what the fuck? Akita, come on. I have a pit bull who's like crazy about playing fetch. And, you know, dogs need their exercise. I don't even need to walk her. I just, in my backyard, I have a linear driveway, and I just chuck that shit, and she goes and gets it and brings it back. And I just wear her out. It takes forever.
You know what I saw today in the park? I saw a guy who was hitting tennis balls with a golf. What do you call it?
A golf club?
Golf club, yeah. And he was hitting
like a club.
And his dog was just fetching those fucking tennis balls, and he was just sitting in one place and just fucking hitting those balls. That's my plan. I'm not gonna fucking run.
And the dog was going and getting it.
Yeah, this is what he was doing.
Like, you don't even walk the dog. You just stay where you are, and they'll bring it back to you. You just throw it again, and they go get it, and then they freaking lay down, and you're like, all right, you're good.
Yep.
Exercise out. And dude, your dog is adorable.
And there's another one I've got for
what's this one's name? Oh my gosh, what a stud!
That's Phoebe. That's my friend's dog that I'm taking care of because they're on the vacation. So I have two dogs.
Wait, do you speak French?
Me? No.
Do you only speak English?
I speak English and the Kazakh.
Tell me more.
Sprexy Deutsche.
All right, so hey, let's answer some questions. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
actually, yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say one of the things we should probably touch on, and I'll let the group, which anyone that's watching, we have a private group that can also interact with us. But to talk about low budget strategies, and I know the group was asking about that last time. I was going to get into that with what you were saying, Bart, about Bitmex, and leading that. Let's go with the group first, and then we can kind of touch on that as we go.
Low budget strategies is tough. Because I live by a quote that says, when you stop trying to get rich quick, you get rich quick, right? And it's obviously, I understand that when you have a low budget, it's tough. So, I recommend taking out a personal loan of $100,000.
No, no,
I can't say that.
Do it.
Well, think about it.
You hurt me so much.
If you can hit a 10x, if you can do a 10x Bitmex short for $200,
10x,
$100,000.
It's not even worth registering on Bitmex for 10x. You start with 25
can we talk
and
about
go
the
higher.
other side? Can we talk about
and you put $100,000 on the line, and Bitcoin moves and you make 20%, you can make $20,000 in one trade.
I took out a second mortgage on Bishop's advice.
Yeah, he told us to.
Stop it.
He told us in
Okay,
private.
so
Like,
I'm joking, guys. I'm fucking around. Obviously don't do that.
Don't do it.
My advice for a small portfolio, you know, I understand that risk management is kind of goes by the wayside in a way that it doesn't with larger or medium-sized portfolios. So taking larger positions percentage-wise is, you know, I'm not going to say it's something that I ever recommend, but it's something that I do understand why you would do that. So if you were going to do that, I would play, say, the 4-hour charts or the higher time frame charts for entries, more so than I would play the short game, because if you're going to be entering larger positions, like percentage wise for your portfolio, it's more important that you're able to nail your entries. So the higher time frame always wins by roll in trading. So if you're looking at the 4-hour or the 1-day chart, you know, you'll get less entries, you'll get less trades on a monthly basis. You'll get, you know, 2 to 5 trades on a monthly basis. But you know, the hit rate is going to be much higher, in my opinion. So you'll need to stack a few gains. But one thing that I do recommend is, you know, you could obviously you take, you know, I always say take out your, because we're trading coins that we like Neo, Bitcoin, Litecoin coins we want to accumulate for the future. I always say take out your initial investment, throw the rest into cold storage, build yourself a free portfolio that way. And it's something we're actively doing in the private group. We're letting our trading pay ourselves later rather than paying us now on the next moon cycle. But you know, you might not be able to do that right now. You might want to be able to get some headway cash wise in your portfolio before you start stacking free coins, which I understand. So you have to define how you want to take profits. Is it pay yourself now so that you can take larger position sizes and start to snowball your portfolio, or is it going to be put the coins into cold storage by taking your initial investment out and then leaving the profits, sending the profits into cold storage? So I understand the need to take bigger position sizes. If you do it, do your own research. I say do it on higher time frames. You know, don't try to get rich immediately. Use the higher time frames for pinpointed entries using, you know, moving averages and fibs. That's how in cloud. That's how I trade. But you know, you'll need to find something that works for you in terms of trading, or somebody that works for you, and you know, pinpoint some higher time frame entries. If I were to start today with $100 or $500 and I were to trade, I would, you know, I wouldn't necessarily recommend going to Bitmex and doing it that way if you're not good at it. But I probably would recommend going to the 4-hour and buying the next bloody dip when there's a bull div on the 4-hour. You know, and it could take a month, it could take 2 weeks, it could take however long. They happen a couple times a month. That would be what I would recommend. So
okay, sorry, John, go ahead, and I'm gonna then.
No, yeah, and I was gonna say, just in line with earning slowly, not trying to get rich quick. That, I mean, when I started months ago compared to like where I'm at now, what I do now, it's kind of like what Noah's saying. There's a million different calls you can make on a million different coins. And if you, and this is where I started to look into coins specifically, which ones I liked and whatnot. And if I can put a little bit on a coin, I will. And this is something, you know, we talked about in the group a little bit more. I'll take 3 or 4 coins and focus just on those. And sometimes my trades that day might just be on one coin. And so, you know, even if you have a $500, $1,000, $1,500 cash, and you're playing with that stash, what I try to do is sometimes what Noah's saying is on a bloody dip, you buy in then and you wait for it to go back up. You sell your initial stash, you take those free coins, and so forth, as opposed to taking 10 different trades and spreading that cash out 10 different ways. It's all 10 of those can make major gains, but you put very little in. It's the law of diminishing returns.
Yeah, there's a thing is like first of all, if you invest in many coins, you have to pay more attention, you know, like spend more time, invest more time into like looking those coins. And like I said, even if like the investment pays off like double, triple if you spread all your investment in, like I said, like 10 coins or even more. Like put 5% of your portfolio, which if your portfolio is like $500, you're gonna put like what, 5% is gonna be $25. If it doubles, you're gonna just make $25. That's not a lot. So it's better to focus on, like your attention on in researching which coins, which projects are gonna most likely gonna give you, best return of investment, and then focus on those. Also, what I'm doing, I don't know if it's actually, you guys can tell me if it's a good approach or not. What I'm doing is I don't take out my profits, like I said, like I don't take out my, like whatever I make extra and put it in cold storage. I just put it back into, into my stash. I follow kind of like Bishop advice. It's like, what does he call it? I forgot the term, but basically like whatever you make, you reinvest. So your portfolio grows. And the more you make, the more money you reinvest, and those more money are gonna make you even more money if you invest smart. So
compounding interest.
There you go.
Or snowballing. Yeah. So like for instance, I've made it a goal of mine to acquire 1,000 free Neo just through quick flipping, and in the last month I've accumulated 193 just through quick flipping intraday, and so when I was talking to Johnny Maggs earlier today, I was like, dude, when Neo hits $300, that's going to be $56,000. When Neo hits $500, that's going to be what? I don't know, $100,000, $80,000, $90,000. So, I'm paying myself later. I could take that cash right now. And like my wife needs a car right now. I could buy her a nice car, or I could just hold it and state gas with it and then sell the Neo at 300 to 500, 500. What?
Can women drive in the US?
Nah, yes.
That's we say in Kazakhstan is like letting monkey fight a plane.
No, but yeah. So I'm gonna pay myself later. So I'm gonna keep compounding. So
the way that stuff accumulates, and that's the biggest thing I've learned too. Is even those little coins. I mean, Litecoin hit 380 back in where it was a little higher,
350-ish, yeah.
And I mean it could hit that again. I'm not gonna say it will. I think it will, but it's
dude, Litecoin's going to 1,000.
I know, yeah. I wasn't gonna jump on it, but I mean it's every little bit you accumulate, even if it's a quarter of a Litecoin. Like just be happy with that. And because you could sell your profit for that right now, and it might be $30, but as you keep doing that over and over and over, it starts building more and more and more. And then by the time that coin is worth more, that's down the line is kind of like what you're saying. That's been my strategy, and it's been focusing on 2 to 3 coins sometimes at a time. And like I said, sometimes
that's another thing. Yeah, you're exactly right. And you said this, and I wanted to add to it, is don't focus on 100 coins. Focus on, if you want to be a trader, here's the thing is that and I understand this, I'm an intraday trader. I trade for a living. This is my job. This is my career. It's been good to me, and it will continue being good to me. But I don't focus on, I have even entries for my private group. I have, many coins that I'm taking long positions on, but I have a stack set aside that I day trade with. And I don't day trade 20 different coins. I day trade. I have Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Neo are the 3 coins that I day trade with. There's only 3 that I focus on, because I'm not a bot. I'm not a robot. I'm not an algorithm. I can only focus.
So there's the thing is like even if you are so well at reading, doing the TA and reading the market, etc. It takes time. That's why what you said like in the previous episode. That's kind of like a part of the goal of the private group, that you want to train and teach people to help you spot the good entries for other coins, because you are just one human being, and it's like you cannot focus on like more than, I don't know, like I don't want to give you a specific number, but like it's humanly impossible for you to focus on more than a certain number of coins, and
it's irresponsible. And not only that, what's that?
But also for people to be able to focus on those kinds of things themselves and be responsible and wise about it. And because I do want to say, as far as kind of what you said about trading, is there still long-term holds. I think sometimes there's too much of a misconception or a distinction between a trader and a holder. We hold also.
We're playing a long game like a moaf, man.
And to add to that, there are people that are, have I shouldn't say have different jobs that don't day trade all day long. So you do need to have a portion of hold and a portion of day trading that maybe you only play in the evenings after you get off your job at 5 or 6,
There are times where I'll put money into one coin and I could keep the free coins, or I could take a little bit of profit and throw it into another coin. And that's a coin. Like if I make $50, $100 on, I don't know, something like Neo Litecoin, I'll throw it into Dragon, or I'll throw it into after last podcast, I split a little bit between Sumo and Lux, but I'm not going all in on those and spreading myself.
And then you know what? You can stake your Lux over time and get paid more Lux, and then Lux 10x's to $100, and then you get
time.
Like it's what you're saying is so brilliant. We're playing the short game with the long game in mind.
Yeah. Well, and that's where the investment part goes, because you could pull all out in USD, and that's just what you got, and that's it, and that's fine. If that's your game,
don't pull it all out.
That's where I take my USD that I could have, and I put it right back into like different coins that I can invest long term. And it's kind of like what Noah's saying. He still has his day trading stash. And I think, to anyone that's listening and people that have asked, and I've explained some of the strategy I use as well, I use the same stash all day long. Sometimes I'll take a loss, especially if I hit like a stop.
Yeah. I have listen.
I do a stop loss. Say I'm down, like let's just say I have 2,500, and after a stop loss hits, I've lost $300. So now, I'm down a couple hundred. Next time I trade, I'll go back up and try to get my 2,500 back out of it, plus any free coins. Again, I'm back to my main stack plus accumulation.
I take losses on trades. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to say all the time, but it happens, and it's part of the game. Like, you have to be prepared to take a 5 to 10% loss, 20% loss is. I typically won't let it go past 20%. That's hardcore. But, when you enter a trade, you want to have the trade defined. So what's your risk reward? What's your target versus what's your stop? And compare those on a ratio basis. And that's your risk reward ratio. And just stick to it and time your entries and be super patient. He said, the lack of reply is.
It's like with Litecoin the other day. I bought in at quite a bit of a stack at 173, and I wrote it out. I think we did that Thursday, and I've continued to write it out. And I put my stop. I made my stop loose, and there's that defeating kind of emotion comes in when after a day or two of holding something like that, and it hit like 190 something and drops right back down. It got within like 75, 80 cents of my stop. Something like that. And it's like, you think after all this time, I was up this much in profit, and now I might be in loss. But at the same time, you got to remove that, because that the next time you get in, you're going to do it again. You try to do it wiser. You can set your stops more conservative if you're concerned about another loss. But if you make that back, plus some free coins, you're right back with the same stack. And that's been my favorite strategy.
Also, it's like
Go ahead, Bart.
I just wanted to add what I was talking about before we jumped onto a small portfolio subject. So whatever, because I know from my perspective, because I trade with a very small portfolio as well, and when you have small portfolio, you are I think you are more eager to make gains than people who have large portfolios. You feel like you really want to make profits, SAP, and large profits, and that's where patience is a huge game. Huge part of the game is I've noticed that whenever I'm impatient and I'm trying to make lots of money, make huge gains, big gains as soon as possible, that's when I lose the most. It's I think the rules of the general rules of trading apply to small portfolio and large portfolio as well. Not the rules, for example, of like spreading the 5%.
Repeat that, Bart. Repeat that last. Doesn't matter the size of the portfolio.
Yeah, it is absolutely true. Like whenever I know from my experience, and I still make those mistakes whenever I'm impatient, because like I said, I think it, because I'm in this position, I feel like I know what people with small portfolio feel. They want to make bigger gains faster because they want to get to the level of where people are who have bigger portfolios, and you're like you're impatient, you're trying to make a good trade, and it almost never pays off. Obviously sometimes it will pay off, but it's pure luck. So whenever I disregard those general rules of trading, so being impatient, like jumping the coins, panic sell, like FOMOing in, because I mean, like, obviously, I'm known as a FOMO king, but it's a joke, it's a running joke, because I sometimes I FOMO in, and it almost never pays off. If you are patient, you will, like, it will, and exactly what Noah says. Making money slow makes you money faster, and that's what I noticed so far from my point of view. So the general rules of trading apply to small portfolio or large portfolio. It's it's the same thing, and it will help you make bigger gains. Don't Bitmex, don't fucking Bitmex.
Okay, so let's move on. M Canvas says, if you were to pay for Coinage or TradingView, which would you recommend? I would recommend TradingView because they have trend line alerts and more indicators. I like both of them, though. You can't go wrong. When getting out of a trade at break even in a Satoshi trading period, do you completely ignore the USD value?
That's kind of like a question that, like, also I was always.
He's not done. Example, pulling out of part of my Encash trade. I'm about to be at break even on my Satoshi entry on the 1st of March, but still down 15% in USD value. Is that irrelevant since there was no pair outside of Satoshis? I am not selling my Encash. I'm above break even on my first entry right now. I'm not selling because I think it's going to pump. But in Satoshi value, I do not pay attention to USD value if I'm back at the Satoshi value, if that makes sense. If I can get out at Satoshi value break even on a trade that I'm looking to get out of break even on, I do so. Asking for the Satoshi value to line up with your 15% drop in USD value is asking way too much. You can't be successful under that trading style. It's just adding more variables that you need to line up perfectly. And yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bart.
No, I just wanted to add, because I wanted to address this question like as soon as possible, because I think the question, I feel like the question that we get asked the most, and I was making the same mistake first few weeks as well. I was looking at like a value of coins in USD instead of like Satoshi. That's so the principle is, if you are bullish on Bitcoin, which all four of us are, and most people are in crypto sphere, because we believe that Bitcoin is gonna go up, you focus solely on accumulating as many Bitcoins as possible, which is Satoshi. If you unless I always add like this exception, unless you are looking into cashing out into fiat very soon, like in the next few days, next few days, then obviously you want to look at the value in USD. Otherwise, you always look at the value in Bitcoin, in Satoshi, because if you are bullish on Satoshi, you believe that long term accumulating more Bitcoin is gonna profit more. Ignore USD. I mean, obviously, like, now people are gonna ask, because sometimes Noah trades in USD pair, but that's different. He's trading in different pair, but he's in general, if you're looking at your portfolio, you want to look at the portfolio from point of view of Bitcoin. You want to accumulate as many Bitcoins as possible. So like the specific question that we had, don't worry about it, like being down 15% on USD. Like, for example, Dragon Chain. I bought Dragon Chain. I think it was first stash I bought at 17,000 Satoshi. Then I bought more at 23,000. Right now it's let me just check, around 12,000. And I'm absolutely fine with it. And and obviously, and Bitcoin is much cheaper now than it was at the time when I was buying it at 17K and 23K. So I'm USD value, I think I'm like at least half down to what I invested. But because I was flipping it, I have more, I have more Dragon Chain, and because I'm bullish on on Bitcoin, I'm absolutely fine with I'm actually happy with it, with having more Dragon Chain, even though in USD value is worth much less right now, because I know in long term it's going to be worth much more. So yeah, that's like I said, if you are, unless you are into trading for short term, which we don't recommend, I think. You should always focus on accumulating as many bitcoins as possible and ignore the USD value.
Yeah, I agree. So Raider asks in the private group, do you guys see upcoming consolidation of exchange platforms, or is that not possible? It seems some of these are dying because they aren't adapting. No, I don't see consolidation of exchange platforms. I see, like we saw with Poloniex being sold to Circle. I see many of them, being sold or acquired, and then like with Bitrex allowing true USD onto their platform now, which is basically a one-to-one pair to the US dollar and an answer to Tether. That's kind of how they're adapting. Looking on
passive income, I like
you
it.
all. You all can talk about Bart having a mattress that seems to be barricading him in the room. Yeah, Bart, what's up with that?
I'm already talking about it, man.
I think you were away at the time. We talked about his mattress.
Maybe somebody can write up a quick how to use VPN to show they are in Mexico to access Bitmex. You just got to download a VPN, select Mexico as where you want your IP address to show as, and then go to Bitmex. As far as I've heard, I can neither confirm nor deny.
And you can use VPN to watch Netflix from other regions as well. That's what
we're not encouraging it.
Can you either confirm or deny if there are withdrawal issues when using the VPN? I am yet to transfer any BTC out of Bitmex to another exchange, and I don't see any obvious KYC. No. Look, it's on the blockchain, right? So you withdraw to your address. That transaction is processed through the blockchain, not through your VPN. So that is not an issue.
Yep.
I use Viper VPN. A lot of people use NordVPN. Just make sure you use one. And then also I use Bitdefender. A lot of people say that's the best antivirus for Mac. I use that. It's freaking unbelievable. They have a 1-month free trial. Maybe I'll just also discuss passive income. Okay, you guys already did that.
Passive income.
We don't believe in passive income. We want to pay ourselves right now. And then we don't want to pay our taxes and we want to go to prison. So
that's right. That's the way to do it with the IRS right there.
Yep.
Okay, so what questions do we have in the chat? If you guys have any questions, let us know.
So there was one very specific question because we.
Go ahead, Bart.
Sorry, just because when we were shilling the ICX, someone asked if it's good time to jump into ICX right now and they were asking if your entries of 24K and 15K are still in play and valid, or should they FOMO in right now?
Okay, so I'll handle this one, boys.
Go for it.
Okay, so with ICX, I said this earlier in the podcast. On the US dollar chart, it's on the 886 fib, right? Which is an awesome reversal zone. It's bounced 3 times. But on the BTC chart, it hasn't approached the 786 fib, but it looks like it's rounding a little bit. I've instructed the private group that I am buying at the 786 fib. I've bought here, guys. I mean, I'm buying all the way down this chart. Excuse me. At the 786 fib, which is 24,000 sats, and the 886 fib, which is 15,200 sats, like right above those zones, are 2 other areas that I will be averaging down into. So you.
Let's assume that someone doesn't have a ICX right now. Would you recommend waiting for those entries, or would you recommend like following right now because the ICX is such a good project that it doesn't matter if you wait for those entries?
I never go 100% into an entry on one buy, ever.
Repeat that.
I never go 100% into an entry on one buy order.
That is a good note.
You scale in, you average in. I mean, the history of markets tell you that dollar cost averaging is the best way to invest. I don't agree with dollar cost averaging no matter what. I think you can use the tools available to you to find better entries. And, these better entries would be a certain percentage now, a certain percentage, for me personally I bought at 32,000 sats. I've bought at 27,000 sats, 29,000 sats. I'll buy at 24,000 is my next entry, and then my last one will be at 15,200 before my bags are fully bathed. So I'm going to average in. I have an Excel sheet where calculates my average price. I don't care because I'm going, I'm looking for a 10xer on this bad boy. Packing my bags, and if you like to join, do your own research and invest what you can afford to lose. So
cool. So basically, if you don't have ICX right now, you recommend buying at least some right now, so you don't miss out on a good entry price.
It's your choice.
Don't FOMO.
Don't FOMO.
Don't FOMO. I think don't FOMO.
If you want to get, if I were in this situation, I would buy some around this area. Maybe a max of 20% of my intended entry, because if it starts the moon cycle from here, I'll just buy pullbacks to the 20 EMA on the 1 hour. Other than that, I will buy at my designated buy zones, which, as if I just said, 24,000 sats, above 24,000 sats, and above 15,200. With the remaining, parts of my portion, probably split it 50-50 from those two for my remaining. So,
and also do it because you believe in the coin or you enjoy the coin. You know what I'm saying?
It's not because I believe in the coin or we believe in the coin. Do it because you do. Do your own research.
DYOR.
Believe in the coin.
No, but I mean, and that's where it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about how part of my strategy has been, especially when I start trading anything, is focusing on a handful of coins and accumulating them because I believe in them, and I know that, and I've looked into them, and something like ICX or Icon, it's something that again, I believe in. We presented it tonight. I'll post some links too, and there's things that other people can do, but definitely don't FOMO into something that you don't know really what it is, or when someone asks you later, so why'd you put all of your savings on whatever, Well, because someone said it on Twitter, you definitely don't want to do something like that, but
yeah,
you can add that there. Any other questions?
Passive income. Or do we not talk about that?
Yeah, passive income using crypto.
So, guys, school me on this. But the only thing I see passive income wise right now is really KuCoin shares, unless there's another coin that that. Well, there's one other coin that pays 6% over the course of the month, but realistically for me, from what I've understood, the only passive income coin that mirrors dividends or anything like that at all right now is KuCoin shares, and when you get a percentage of the total fees traded per day.
I bought into it a little bit more than.
I mean, I hold a decent amount of KuCoin shares because it's nice to have like 60 coins that I don't trade, that I just am getting fractional shares of every day.
Yeah.
And that depends. If the market booms, guess what? Volume goes up and I get more coin. If the market dumps, guess what? I get more coin. Either way, if there's large volatility swings, I'm getting more coin. If the market,
I'm cool with it because I'm so freaking bullish on cryptos.
100%. I'm with you. Yeah, it's great. Like
I didn't enter this space for the money, guys. I could show you a letter I wrote all my family and friends and emailed to them about a year ago at this time, where I said, guys, in my opinion, I would be doing you an injustice if I didn't send you this. You guys, in my opinion, need to buy Ethereum and buy a shitload of it at $40. Like, it was at $40. I was like, it's going to $1,000 in the next year. In my opinion, and if you wish that, if you ever said to yourself, I wish I would have bought the next Google or the next Amazon in 1995 or 1998 or whenever the tech bubble was, this is your chance. One person listen to me, my dad. So
you gonna get sappy?
No, my fucking father still hates me. So I'm joking. My dad's the man. I just can't seem to make him proud no matter what I do.
Brother.
Not for now.
Oh, my dad and his.
Shouldn't bring that up.
Oh, cryptocurrency tanked this week, John. Did you lose all your money? No, Pops, I didn't. Thanks.
I'm kidding. Yeah. No, my dad's freaking ride or die with me on the cryptos, man. I manage his portfolio from him, and he's like, "Hey, how's cryptos doing this week?" I'm like, "Oh, I pulled back big time." He's like, "Good, did you buy more for me?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, Dad, you badass."
You should Bitmex your dad's stash with like a 50x minimum, and just fucking go for it.
Dad, I lost all your Bitmex, all your fucking.
Oh well. Oh,
no, he got his own retirement and shit. But this is his. Him and I always joke about like, and this is a complete joke, but we always talk about making enough fuck you money to exploit the poor, like buy sidewalks out from underneath homeless people. We're joking. We're not serious.
That's Bishop's job
to exploit. Hey.
No, but him and I always joke about making like serious fuck you money, but for us, it's bloodline, generational changing money.
Create a legacy.
A legacy, yeah, that doesn't involve shit posting. Okay, yeah, I do.
I mean, a little bit of shit posting. Come on now.
A little bit. Come on, shit posting is a huge part of crypto.
Shit posting is everything. Okay, I like
selling explosives.
In Kazakhstan, we say dogs, shit posting, crypto, man, horse, and woman.
Yo, oh my God. Tim Cook just posted in the private group, Bitcoin and Beers Q&A. He put the 2018 Crypto March Madness bracket.
Ooh.
The one seeds are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Bitcoin Cash. The 2 seeds are Stellar, Cardano, Neo, and Litecoin.
Are we about to play this shit? Let's play this.
Dude, this is badass as fuck.
What the fuck, though?
What is it? What is it? What? I want to play. I need explanation. Tell me.
No,
what's ICX?
Noah, you got to run this bracket then, and we got to fill.
ICX is a 6 seed. Ethereum Classic's a 4 seed. Is this based on?
I see the bracket, but
because ICX is the 24th market.
Cardano is a 2nd seed. Come on now. Wait. Ripple's over. Ripple's over Cardano.
Ripple's a 1 seed for sure based on market. Yeah. Ripple's a shit coin. It's a 1 seed though right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
ICX is a 6 seed.
For anyone not in the group, here's the screen we're talking about.
All in on KuCoin.
I don't know if you guys.
All in on puck. Where's the puck? Where's puck?
TRX is a 4 seed and ICX is a 6 seed. I fucking quit.
I don't.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, time out.
Was it Tim who made it?
Pac's not on here. Pac's not on here. What's up, Tim? Am I wrong? Do I see Pac? I don't see Pac.
Yeah, Pac should be the overall 1 seed.
Oh, Tim has a fudge with Pac right now because they called him moron for taking the Pactopia net.
The number 1
seed. Wait. Bitcoin Gold is a 6 seed with Icon.
Who did this?
What fucking mouth breather wrote this?
I'm sure it was Tim.
I feel really bad because it probably is Tim. He says no, he didn't make it.
All right, if I were to make 16 seeds, I would keep Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple as my top 4 seeds. Bitcoin Cash would be number 2. Neo would be a 2.
Okay, can someone explain to me the concept of it? Like, what do the numbers?
Oh, it's college basketball. They have every year in college basketball in America. They have a what they call March Madness. So they do a bracket of 64 teams, and they all play each other down to the winner. It's 68 teams.
So who wins in this scenario? Like who wins?
Bitcoin. Bitcoin
No. But I mean, like, based on what? How do we determine which coin wins in this thing?
Oh no, we don't. It's just funny to see it. Like, it's not an actual tournament. You wouldn't know until long term. Right?
Oh, I know. But like, what are the numbers represent? What do the numbers represent? Like, why does the Venn has 5 and Zil has 12 and like?
Because you multiply it by 4, right? So Venn would be at best the 17th best seed, and at worst, the 20th.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a tournament for college basketball. Like you would replace this in real life with college basketball teams. But this is pretty sweet to see. But Icon TRX shouldn't be a 4 seed if Icon's a 6 seed. For fuck's sake. Okay, so Crypto Crasher said Masternode coins are pretty good passive income sources. I'm actually a coin developer, and we're in the middle of launching a Masternode coin now with Zero Coin Protocol and Tor. So basically, Zcoin. By the way, guys, Zcoin is so cheap right now, and it's been a favorite of mine for a while. I don't talk about it enough. It's basically a fork of Zcash without the 20% founders reward, and they have masternodes. And it's got big backing. XZC is the coin. It's at it got up past $100, and we made some good money on it in the Telegram group in the beginning. But it's at $45 right now. It's hilarious. It's a $200 coin with no problem in the future.
We got a good lesson here with the whole Ripple could be $100. Looking at the YouTube chat.
Ripple's never going to $100.
Yeah, but
can I help you out here?
Time out.
Minimum 1,000. Minimum 1,000.
I understand it was a joke. It looks like it was in some satire here. But point being,
if Ripple goes to $100, we will be billionaires.
Right, but the point is that market cap equals price times supply, and at a certain point, there's not enough fiat across the board to fill that void. So
the void between your legs.
Crypto Crasher. Who's Crypto Crasher? I like this. Ripple would have to be at a $32 trillion market cap to reach $100. That's exactly right.
Oh, somebody can use their fucking brain. Crypto Crasher, I like you. I like you a lot.
Point being, though, that's a good lesson for everybody. Just because a coin, oh my God, Ripple's going from 78 cents to 375. It's going to be $100 coin. No, it's virtually impossible.
Wait, did you say 32 trillion market cap?
At $100, yeah, that would make sense, right?
God. Oh my God! If Ripple was at a $32 trillion market cap,
yeah.
Then again, Tron was.
Trillion.
Then again, Tron was number 9 coin, so and it's still 4.
So 8 times the US dollar value.
Right. There's not enough money there. I see from Coin Market Cap. There's
no, you don't get it. Ripple is money. Ripple is the new money.
Oh, is it now?
It's the next Bitcoin.
Ripple.
The next Bitcoin. Here we fucking go.
I bought a new Samsung Galaxy S12 with 8 Ripple.
No, he's right though. There's 39 billion Ripple in circulation right now. So at $100,
there's 100 billion.
It's virtually impossible.
You know what? And we talked about this earlier. No, it's Ripple's CEO knows exactly what he's doing, and this is why even when I was new, and some of my friends who are new to this and ask about it, crypto, and it leads right to Ripple. Is you think about the recent announcement. Coinbase and Ripple CEOs are going to be on CNBC Moneyline or Moneyball, whatever the fuck that. Those two showed up that day knowing that their segments were separate, had nothing to do with each other, and they let that build up as both CEOs are going on there to say.
I know what they're doing. Well, they're just gauging market sentiment. It's common. It's not illegal.
Ripple's
Ripple's been good about not creating too much FOMO around their coin. I will say that. If anything, their marketing strategy has been reserved in terms of what they say and how they market it. But they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
I want to answer a question here. Crypto Crasher says, what do you guys think is going to happen to Bitcoin's volume when every exchange launches all trading pairs against fiat or a fiat proxy like TrueUSD?
It depends.
I'm not sure that anybody's going to do that, number one, because the liquidity comes through Bitcoin, not necessarily the US dollar. Everybody's got Bitcoin. And I get what you're saying if they make every pair USD. But, Bitcoin's king, so people will still, I think, trade in USD over.
Let me add to that, Noah. With USD and fiat, you have more clearing time, too. They don't have a blockchain. So you have to have your money come into Coinbase or come into Gemini or whatnot to get there in the first place. Bitcoin, you have
have reserves and stores on hand. Yeah.
Exactly. And you have multiple days worth of clearing between ACH or even if it's a wire at that point. If you're fucking putting money into wire, that we don't even want to talk about that. That's just stupid. Paying $25 to get your money into the market in general.
On the other hand, you have to acknowledge the fact that people who are not into crypto, like people who are new to the whole market, to the whole thing,
Right.
they are more willing to trade in USD, in fiat, rather than like a crypto pairs. Because like imagine like I'm trying to think like of someone, for example, like my father, or someone like one of my friends who's never done any crypto stuff, and he's like he heard about, let's say, Ripple, right, on CNBC, and it's like a good project to buy. I think those kind of people would be more willing to buy with the fiat, like pair, rather than Bitcoin, because you basically you skip one step that you have to do in order to buy, let's say, Ripple, for example. You don't have to buy Bitcoin and then Ripple with Bitcoin. You just go into the exchange and you buy Ripple with fiat. So I think it will increase the volume. I'm not sure how much, what would be like magnitude of volume, but I think it would help, increasing the volume, like basically putting.
I mean, and understand this: it would open the windows for people to come to crypto easier.
Yeah, exactly.
And which just shows that the windows are open for people to buy more Bitcoin. Bitcoin's king; it always will be. It's the shit, and there's a lot of room for growth. Is basically all that we need to understand from this. So, guys, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up?
Well, I'm reading the YouTube chat right now. It's a good point to think about things like that, though. You always want to think about the opposite sides, and any type of antagonist, I guess, to a protagonist type of story. I don't think. Go ahead, Noah.
No,
whoever that was.
No, so
that wasn't me.
Yes, continue, Bishop.
No, I really I'm watching this YouTube chat right now, and the questions coming through, and even if it's satirical in nature that you're asking between fiat and Bitcoin and stuff like that, it's important to understand that there's so much regulation behind fiat and all the banks that have to talk and all the ridiculous amount of chat that has to happen. Like I just bought another, yet again, me and my property. Hey, but point being is I had to pay for some of it within cryptocurrency, which was nice, but I also had to do a wire for $25 and it took a day to clear. Like,
it's maddening. I can send Neo
I paid
and have it in my wallet in 15 seconds.
Right.
For zero fees.
I paid $25 and had to wait over 24 hours to transfer, call it 10 grand. So between any of us hosts right now, I mean, guys, send me your wallet address. I can send you 10 grand worth of Neo or worth of Bitcoin or worth of Litecoin, what have you. What, 5 minutes?
Just fun fact, like I think there was a first real estate transaction done in past week with the crypto.
What country was it where 40% of their real estate transactions are on the blockchain? I just saw this yesterday somewhere. It's like Luxembourg or something like that. I can't remember.
I'm looking at it now.
Not sure. Didn't hear about this, but yeah.
That makes me interested because I didn't see that. No, real estate being on blockchain. Yeah.
Bishop is gonna become the king of the real estate crypto.
Used car sales on the blockchain? You think that's gonna help anybody? I'm dead ass serious.
All of it though. All of it's gonna
might help someone.
Just like healthcare and everything. I'm super excited for healthcare.
Certified diamond sales on the blockchain?
Diamonds are.
I'm gonna write down the healthcare.
Fucking name it.
Because to me it's such a interesting concept, but something also that I don't know much about, and we can discuss it like next week. Healthcare on blockchain. It's actually
online prescription fulfillment on the blockchain.
Oh, guys, it goes past that. Imagine having your medical. So one of the biggest costs to healthcare, like I work at a. Let's just call it a healthcare organization. We have like 6 hospitals.
Bishop, let's hold on because let's discuss this topic because I want to also prepare and like be able to chime in. Let's hold on for the next episode.
No problem.
The cliffhanger.
Dude, seriously, that's the career I guess I have. Let's next episode we can spend a half hour on this. I love it.
Awesome.
I'm so excited for blockchain and healthcare, from medical records to payments and allowances and stuff like that. It's going to be huge.
Sweet, because I want to read up and be able to participate in discussion as well, because there's a subject that I was really interested in.
So to summarize everything, then, Noah started out talking about looking at Bitcoin, watching it, waiting to see where it goes, waiting to see where it's going to tell us the market goes. Potential for our can speak alt season around the corner. We summarized the icon, talked about Bitmex, low budget strategies, not spreading out your stack across too many coins at once. And coming up next, blockchain and healthcare.
100%.
Yep.
Got it all?
We should do blockchain in like 3 different industries. Let's even move it past healthcare because I can talk for healthcare for 2 hours. But like maybe like logistics and manufacturing, like Ven, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I just asked Tim Cook if he wants to come on the podcast and do a cybersecurity talk. He said yes. And then also we're going to start bringing on guests. I'll have one for next week. I have a couple lined up. So, and then I have to get Nicola Duke on the podcast.
Yes, I was about to say yeah.
She owes me an interview, so she's my hero. She's my fucking trading mentor, and she doesn't even know it.
Yeah,
so.
the hero of ARC. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. So yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. Hey, this was fucking awesome. I love doing this. Hey, Bish, how's that buzz going?
Dude, I am doing great. I cannot tell you. You know what? Hold on. Wait. There's like, all right. Hey guys, to the moon. Here we go. This is it.
Bishop is mooning right now.
Wait. Time out.
Done.
Bishop, if you're not a bitch, you'll go grab your favorite whiskey and take a shot of it right now.
All right. Give me like half a second. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Does everybody have whiskey in their house? We should do a toast of whiskey here.
Let's do it, dude. I have one shot of Maker's Mark left. Let's do it. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm get
30
tequila,
seconds.
Bart.
30 seconds. Let's go.
Oh, what? You guys all disappear. You know what? I'll bring the rest of you guys with me. And yes, I'm doing a Maker's Mark too. God, what pansies.
I'm doing Cleveland whiskey.
Grace. Hey, where'd you put my Maker's bottle?
Put it in her ass.
Okay.
Jesus.
Everyone left. Everyone back.
All right. Oh God, I really don't want to do this, but whatever.
Did you actually drink 6 9.6 alcohol beers?
No, technically they're 8. I will come clean.
Really?
Excuse me, Noah.
No, you looked at it. You straight up looked at it and said.
Do you know? Okay, now time out. Other than my screens, you know what I can read right now? Let's see. Let's look at my paper here. Talk some shit, boy.
I do. I talk a lot of shit. Okay.
Me too. Let's go. All right.
Boys,
all right.
My dogs look concerned.
I got my Nespresso mug here. It's a little espresso mug.
What? Noah, where's your mason jar? Where's your mason jar?
No, I'm kind of sad there's no Dawson's Creek, to be honest.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, dude, Dawson's Creek's in the dishwasher right now. But from now on, all right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to toast whiskey at the end of toast our favorite liquor at the end of every episode, and I will have the Dawson's Creek mug from now on.
So
we'll all be liquor dropouts now.
All right, we good? I got a shot in my bottle. Let's go, guys.
You got a bottle in your shuttle. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. To the moon. Ah, that's bad after blueberry beer.
That's tasty.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hey, you guys want to see Jordy?
Do it.
Sexy dog.
Yeah, let's bring the dogs in. Hold up.
Let's
Dad,
bring the dog. John, where's your dog?
Buddy, you have fun in Grandma and Grandpa's house? Did you have fun?
Dog.
It's the best part of working at home. Oh, Johnny Max, what you got, son? I didn't know you had a dog.
Yeah. He's a American Bulldog Lab. His name's Jackson.
Dude, what's his name?
Jackson.
Oh, yeah?
I was living in
you don't say.
Jackson County, and my favorite baseball player is Bo Jackson. So
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordy hungry. Jordy went to eat.
Right, guys. So that's the perfect way to. Oh wait, let's
I
wait
think we all
for.
just had a moment with our dogs.
Look at this. Look at this.
Ugh. Look at that. Hey, it's a baby. He loves it when I hold him like this.
That's what life is about. Dogs, shit
That's for
posting,
sure what life's about.
and crypto.
It's my favorite part of working from home is I get to.
I know, right? I know.
Jordy, do you want breakfast? Let's get breakfast. Oh, whoa! All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it off.
All right.
Good episode.
Bishop, you're muted. You're muted.
Bye.